You know what's hilarious? I didn't just save people by suffering and outing all the pedos and telling you the whole system was pedos, Daniel 3, 2 to 10, and you seen them all try and hunt me, murder me, and steal from me and poison me, right? But I also saved people because people would say, oh, a spiritual psychosis exists, this, that, or the other, except for nobody can say I'm irrational. Nobody can say I'm a drug addict or an alcoholic. And, well, I mean, sure, they could say those things, but there's no proof because I don't do those things, right? And what's even funnier is every prophecy I gave was true. Everything about me and my life proves that I am who I say I am. The things you've seen and witnessed, you cannot deny who I am. When the whole world said one thing would happen, I said something else would happen. And in fact, even if it was going to happen, I literally changed what would happen to prove to you that there is only one God. I am God, not you. Right? Which, you should be ashamed of yourself interfering with the course of God. But it was important, right? Because if you try to illegally connect to me, try and obtain information to say, because I maybe never said it, or, maybe you stole it from me, then I would have to change that to prove in fact that there's only one person who knew what was going to happen to me, because then it could not be denied that I was God. Just like if somebody was to warn me and say, oh, hey, they're going to try and do stuff to you up there, don't go a different way. But if I went a different way, that doesn't prove anything. That just proves I knew what they were doing, whether somebody told me or not. It doesn't prove that I'm protected, right? And you've all seen me walk into the middle of the fire more than once, and yet everything burns around me, but I don't burn. That story sounds familiar, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who were thrown into the fire, and they were not harmed. And after that, everybody said, well, surely they're the ones who worship the true living God. No harm come to them. They were not afraid. They did not bow. Without that example, how would you know that God is real? Because you all bowed. You said, well, I'm sick of this and I want to change. I said, this is really annoying, but it is what it is. It has to be. But shame on you for me having to suffer because you refuse to believe the truth. Shame on you for making me suffer trying to steal my life. That's witchcraft and worship of Molech. Obviously there was only one who could save the world. And otherwise, if people got together in groups and thought that they could save the world and that they had any actual power, then you would say, well, what is God needed for? God doesn't even exist. But I proved to you not only that God exists, how God came to be, and how the laws of the universe came to be. I never explained to you what happened in the first earth before it got wiped because you were evil. Well, I kind of did, in a sense, a long time ago on an old account in one video, somewhere floating out there on the internet. But I didn't tell you all of it because you didn't need to know. You've seen it in real time, in this life, which you could not deny. And you didn't even see all of it because I was so humble and I didn't show all of what I was, right? Because the more I show of me, the more you get condemned for your actions and your disbelief. So out of love, I tried to show you the least so you could turn to truth, right? I tried to do it in the most loving way. But then you tried to say, no. So it had to be known that I was who I say I am.